Yeah, I'm 20 feet tall. That's Erica. Erica Badu in the background. This is WPEB 88.1 FM. The name of the program is Mind to Mind. My name is Shema'yah. I'm in the studios with Vonda, Kline, and we have a very, very special guest today. His name is Dr. Richard Brown III. Um, it's quite an honor to meet you, brother. And I have to say that from the bottom of my heart, Vonda has said so many great things about you throughout the years that it's an opportunity for me to meet the icon and the legend that she has really put you up on a particular pedestal that I don't think many people could follow in those shoes. Definitely help steer the career. She's had a lot of very positive things to say about you and how you steered her career, how you taken her from one stage of body image to another stage of body image. And I just want to say that it's an opportunity and a pleasure for me to meet you and to be within your presence. And welcome to Mind and Mind with Shema'yah and Vonda Kline.
Well, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. And I only hope that some of the wonderful things that Vonda has been saying about me is true.
I definitely believe so, even to the point where we even talked about Animal Day.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Animal Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we have Dr. Brown in the studios, and Dr. Brown is a trainer to bodybuilders, and not just bodybuilders, but all athletes who walk into his presence and want to get in shape.
Right.
He transforms them into that goal, what you're seeking. So if it's not a bodybuilder, it's just to lose some pounds, he will help you reach that goal. And we are glad to have him in the studios with us on this day. And he just recently had an event, and we'll be getting into that as well. So if you can tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Brown, how did it get started, and your background? Give us your background.
Well, I have to tell the truth. My gift is from God, and my gift is that which is called to teach. Okay. So that's what I do, and I've always been one that said, if you leave me alone with a rabbit for 5 minutes, I'll teach him how to hop better.
All right, now. Okay.
And I found that just to be true about myself over the years. I enjoy people and helping people, no matter what the situation is. I think that we find ourselves in different situations in life, and we just need somebody to be there to help us out, or to talk to us, or listen to us. Many times the things that we're seeking to do is right within our grasp. You can almost see it, but you're not sure that you can make it. And if you just have somebody that comes along and just gives you a little nod in the right direction, or just tell you that you can make it, then you find that you can realize your goal. And I guess that's what I put here to do, help people realize their goals in life.
Oh, that's definitely a blessing because, like you said, everyone needs encouragement. And for the most part, it seems like within our African American community, that's something that seems to be lacking when it comes to really great support system. I'm not saying everyone doesn't have a good support system, but if when they have lights like you, people need to take advantage of that. So how long have you been in the industry?
I've been doing this for a long time now.
Okay.
More than 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was, bodybuilding or weightlifting is something that all guys do, not to exclude the lovely Vonda Kline.
Right.
But, as young men, teenage years, we all want muscles. We always want to be the biggest and strongest. So it kind of started with that, with my friends, looking at magazines when we were in elementary school,
Okay.
And starting to lift weights and developing from there. Some of us never really turned into bodybuilders, but we're in a field that allows us to be a help to somebody else, Okay, while we're still in the gym, still seeking, even all these many years later, still seeking good health and physical strength, along with a strong mind as well as a strong body. Because it takes a strong mind to do this, to maintain the diet regimen, to just eat when you're supposed to eat, and work out when you don't feel like working out. Okay, the daily bustle of getting it done, that takes a strong will. So we're still seeking to do that on a daily basis, and I guess I've just been doing it for a long time. I think I started actually into the actual sport with one of my students when I was a new teacher.
Okay.
Okay, way back in the Cheltenham district. I guess about 35 years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, and now I've got bodybuilders from all over the world, and some budding young athletes that have done very well for themselves out of Chester, PA, because I taught in Chester for 18 years as a music teacher down there, and my students followed me back to the gym. So we got some great talent coming out of Chester, and if I can give a plug for Mr. Fred S. Royds, his real name is Frank.
Okay.
McKinney, who is one of our stars out of the city of Chester, Pennsylvania. We are now part of the World Physique Federation, and I'm the president of the World Physique Federation.
Congratulations.
Thank you, here in the United States. And we hold several competitions throughout the course of the year. One being the Mr. Philadelphia competition. We just held our 19th annual Mr. and Mrs. Philadelphia championships, and Vonda is a former Miss Philadelphia. There are other organizations that hold the title of Philadelphia, but there's only one Miss Philadelphia. Okay.
Right.
Nobody else can hold that title.
All right.
Then we also run the Raw War, which is a bodybuilding competition. It didn't start off just being bodybuilding. It started off being bodybuilding, wrestling, and powerlifting. Okay, and the champion at the end of the weekend that had the most points would be the overall Raw War champion.
Wow.
This year, just a week ago, we held it at the African American Museum down in 7th and Arch Street.
Oh, interesting.
That's where we hold all of our competitions.
Okay.
And this year we had the classic physique competitor, who went up against a bodybuilder. Classic physique competitors wear pants. And we developed that because we had these guys that
Are the big thighs and small waists?
well, they didn't want to wear the posing trunks.
Okay.
On stage.
Right,
So we developed a class for the guys that didn't want to come out of their pants on stage.
That's
And then we had the bodybuilders, but in the Raw War, there can only be one champion. So
does that take away from them since they don't want to wear posing trunks?
I didn't know how I was going to handle it. But at the end, what we did, was to throw the classic physique competitor a pair of posing trunks and told him to put it on. And he did. And not on stage, he went off the camera.
Okay. Yeah, that's a different show.
Yes, that was
a different show.
That wasn't a family-oriented show. So, surprisingly enough, when he came back on stage, his legs were cut and hard and separated, and he actually won the overall show.
Wow.
Now, how does he feel since he actually took the pants off? Does he realize that it gives him a better edge? Or he still wants to pose in his pants?
Well, he already knows that when we go to world championships, that at that level, the classic physique competitor does have to wear posing trunks.
Right.
So we do that on a local level.
Created that for you.
On a local level, yes. Or national level, let me say that, let's put it like that, so that more people are encouraged to compete.
Interesting.
Yes, because as I said, this is a sport that builds self-esteem, and it's a goal-orientated, and when you find that you can do well at something, it makes you feel better about yourself.
True.
And we're about building character and helping people along the way. So this is why we created that class. But when we go to Worlds, it changes.
It's a different world.
Yes.
So you're in the I guess whatever setting requires you bring a different game to it.
Exactly. Yes.
That's very interesting. Just one of my one question I definitely want to commend all bodybuilders from because I'm far from that. The discipline that goes with it.
Yes.
And that's really one major takeaway that I've noticed. That you have to have a certain mindset and dedication to your particular trade and craft, and that's something that's definitely commendable. I have to give respect to all those that put time in the gym
Yes.
even though they don't want to put time in there.
Right.
Yeah, and I definitely once again just throw some more accolades your way. I just seen from looking at Vonda's past sculpting, how the transformation and the dedication on her part, and through the tutelage and training on your part, that's really was a dynamic duo.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely a dynamic duo there.
We were quite a team.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were. It was very like hand fit and glove.
Okay, good.
So it was like he said, the support, the encouragement, the support.
That you could do it right,
Yeah,
right. The encouragement,
support.
right.
Because as a trainer, you become the person's mentor. You become that person's coach. You're not just a coach. You're not just a trainer. You're their advisor.
Right.
You're their left hand, so to speak, or you're their right hand man. And that's what happens with the partnership, because you now become more involved with one another, so that you can understand what your athlete needs, and that you can be able to provide the answers and the corrections for the athlete. So when the mind isn't right, the trainer will know that there's something going on, because now they have
They
this
off the game. The game's
yeah,
off.
they
Yes.
can see. And they also can tell when you're dieting strong. Like you're
from
in
your water weight into when you're
into
being
your
cut. Okay.
competition. And
The
you come
striations.
into that gym
Mm-hmm.
and your change
I learned a
is
couple
different.
words, striations.
Okay, I hear you.
They can tell when you're hyper, you've been dieting into the competition for a period of time. Your attitude starts to get low.
Until you mean when you're
Meaning-
more tempered. You
It's a temper, but it's the temper is calm
Oh,
in a
okay,
sense
okay.
where your edge.
So you ain't throwing no plates at nobody.
Right. What I'm saying
Oh,
is,
wow.
Okay.
you'll know when you cheated.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting ready to say. So your temper is you're on the edge because your food's been restricted.
Right. Okay.
So you're just in like a nullified state. You're just in like,
Is that true,
I'm
Craig?
just going
I'm putting you
in
on blast.
and I'm just doing this. But when you come in there and you had some French fries because you cheated.
Okay.
Now what happens is your energy kind of like your eyes are looking
Oh, you get
different.
your little
You're a little like high on the food.
Okay.
And he can tell. Because I remember one time I was coming into the gym and I was with a girl that she wanted to work out. Her name was Erica. And she would come in and work out with me. Now,
Okay.
Erica wasn't dieting, but I was dieting. at the
Right.
time. So Erica was always like, I want to eat this and I want to eat that. So now I'm with this person and I'm trying
Mhm.
to, keep
Right,
right,
right.
because I'm right.
Right.
And now she's like weaning me to the food. But one day I got weaned. So she said, Vonda, you look great. Nobody's going to know cool. So I said, okay, there's a restaurant, like a little fast
Okay.
food. Like I think it was Checkers right there, because the gym was on Stanton in Washington Lane, Rivers Gym. And Checkers was right there when
Right.
you get off the stop. You remember Checkers?
Oh, yes.
So
Okay.
she said, just have some French fries and split this sandwich with me. So that's what we did. Now I'm going in the gym and I'm like, it's like I said, the food is like a drug. So you become high on
Okay.
this food because you've been eating clean. So your system's at a different level. And when you put this spiked food in there and you're like racing.
Okay.
And I'm all like in there, my eyes wide. And he
Oh, you
asked
had
me.
that Coke. You had that like Heron Coke.
That's what it does.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I came in and it was just something going on. And he said, did you eat something? Did you
No,
eat
no, I
something?
didn't eat anything.
And I said, that's just what I said. But no. But see, I'm inside like, how did he
Right.
know that?
Okay.
Because
You had to psych your friends on.
the body, that's what
Yes.
his body. He knows the body.
Okay.
And he knows
You got the eye for it.
the athletes.
Right.
So I'm just saying, he knows as an athlete what your
So he kind of like
should be.
Caesar from the
Every-
Dog Whisperer,
every
huh?
situation.
Well, you can just tell, just like Craig, who won't say anything, is sitting here in the room with us.
Yeah, Craig with the muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he seemed like he had a little ideal came to him. He wanted to speak on.
Oh yeah, you did want to go to Mike. Yeah, I seen
Oh, I
that.
thought
Yeah,
that's what
that's what it
happened.
looked like, right?
When I was-
Yeah.
When I said something, when I was talking about the diet, you gave a look like, yeah,
I can relate to that.
Or it was something you made a movement.
Well,
and I thought,
do you have a rough diet?
No, I don't stick to my diet right now, but Dr. Brown always gets at me because I don't like to eat before a workout. And he can tell, and one day I came in there and I was working out with him, and then I'm like, at the end of the workout, I said, I try not to throw up. He's like, I can tell. And I'm like, okay, because I didn't
Okay.
eat nothing. So he exposed my diet in the gym.
Interesting. Do you notice a difference when you don't eat and you do?
You get flat.
Now, what does that mean?
Workout.
Like, I'm not familiar
No
with that.
veins, no, you just look flat. You have muscle, but
Okay.
it's not toned. It's like you depleted.
Oh, okay, so the food does have a contributing factor to your
Of
look.
course. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The old adage, "You are what you eat,"
Mm-hmm.
is so
I know that's true. Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
You know, so if you eat checkers, we're
Checkers
gonna get in trouble if we keep talking about checkers.
Well, it's our opinion. Yeah, it's our opinion. Yeah. But
Eat at the fast food.
yeah, understand.
Nah.
Yeah.
You know, and when I picked him up today, I looked at him before he even got in my vehicle, and I said, "You didn't eat a thing." And
Okay.
he tried to tell me about what he ate last night.
Right. Try to add that
Yeah,
in as this morning.
Yeah, but he didn't eat a thing, you know. And as soon as we finish, I'm going to stuff him full of food.
Okay.
You know.
So let me ask you a question with regards to that. Do you, as far as when it comes to eating, because my mind, it may not be the same case, but I thought about people like with bulimia and things of that nature where they have eating disorder issues. Once again, that goes with body image and how you feel about yourself. Do you think when it comes to bodybuilders or people that you're training, they carry their emotional issues with them as well?
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
Because they're still people.
All right.
All right. Muscles don't make the man.
Okay.
Okay. The man makes the muscles.
Okay.
Okay. And so issues are still with you, and they have an effect on you, just like they would anyone else.
So if you're training in Philly or you're training in Atlanta, you still got those issues.
You still have issues, but my job as a coach is to help you work through those issues.
Okay.
Okay. And make sure that you stay on task.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just as any good pastor would,
Right.
with his members.
With his flock, right.
Okay. I have to take care of those that God has given me to take care of.
Right.
So how
Okay.
do you know, Dr. Brown, like when we walked in and you knew that we had something to eat? Like, what was it? The actions that we show, or is it our body language, basically? What is it when we're dieting and then you see?
I could give you a pastor's answer and tell you that
Okay.
that the Holy Spirit revealed it to me.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But
I was going to say
Well, you
that.
could do that. Okay.
I really
That's
was
good.
going to say,
Yeah.
or was it your
yeah, into the
your
God body, the
Yeah.
God body.
yeah, your spirit?
you know, is this something? There's something that I can tell. You know.
Okay, the gift that you have, that intuition, that Holy Spirit, like you said.
But I do look to see what my athletes look like.
Okay.
You know, there's a certain
Okay.
look, there's a certain glow that
Mhm.
comes along
Right.
when you eat. You know, and you know, it's just a whole transformation. You look
Okay.
different
Right.
when you don't eat.
But when I walked in, like I said, I was so shocked.
She wanted to be alone.
Did she? Yeah.
You do.
Right.
You want to be alone. When you're eating,
Right.
I don't know what happens when you start cheating, but you want to be alone
Okay.
because you know you're not supposed to be eating it. So now, not that you know, everybody knows. Like your family knows you're dieting, so you can't now say,
do you
"Come
think
on,
that's a
let's
good-
go eat, Lillian or Vanessa."
Right.
They're going to say, "You're not supposed to be."
I was
eating
going to say
that.
that.
You don't want to be.
Do you think that's a good idea that you let other people close to you kind of be like referees and kind of
Certainly.
Okay.
I had an athlete, actually the guy who just won the bodybuilding portion of our show, in his preparation for the contest, his roommate came and told me that he was eating hoagies.
Oh,
You know,
And that's
okay.
what
Uh-huh.
happens.
and so it's good, you know, because I'm not at home with him.
Right.
And I might miss a little something.
Right.
But his roommate was so concerned about him, you know, and his preparation for the show that he told me what was going on.
So once again, we're dealing with not only body image, but we're dealing with emotions because they say
Emotion,
that
yes.
food is an emotional or comfort food
Yes,
too.
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
You know,
So that's what you do as a
coach.
coach and a leader of the flock, so to
Yes.
speak.
They'll call you at 6 a.m.
What?
to tell you get up
and he
and eat that bowl of grits or whatever that is.
Right.
Because everybody, some people are different. Some people will say eat for breakfast or spinach.
Okay.
It depends on everybody.
So he'll do like the meal planning or meal
Yes.
structuring.
And then the actual following through with making sure you're
Okay.
on point, like the wake up call,
Right.
the reminders.
Okay.
And like I said, it's that knowing. Not that bad. It's when you want to cheat.
Right. And then try to get away with it.
Yeah, the reason why I say I went alone was because everybody was telling on me
Yeah.
or reminding me, aren't you getting ready for the show? And I didn't want to hear that.
Okay.
And so I would sneak off around the corner when I used to live in Center City downtown. There was this restaurant around the corner, and they were 24 hours. So I knew I could just go there anytime. But what took me there was, I think, an emotional situation.
Okay.
So then, it triggers something.
Right. You
And
want
I went around the corner and I ate this big breakfast.
Okay.
What makes me mad is when you're cheating and wasting
On
yourself.
the food don't taste that good.
Now that's the worst thing that happen.
Right.
Because now you're feeling, I just wasted my body.
Okay.
That's food.
That's what you said.
So,
I wasted my body on the
You
food.
get
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
And then, because the food really does start to change.
So your taste buds even change as well.
Exactly.
Okay. Now is that because of your more endorphins are kicking in, or your dopamine, or is that just something? I guess that does make sense. If your physical body changes, I guess your emotional and spiritual body may be changing.
It all changes.
Okay.
You go to a different level, as it were. For instance, the rice cakes, those dry rice cakes. After a while, when you first eat them, it's cardboard.
Right.
And I don't want to eat this cardboard.
Okay.
But after you eat them for a while, then they become sweet.
You acquire a different type of like a treat then.
Yeah, and then it really does become a treat to have a rice cake.
Wow.
A plain rice cake with nothing on it, not the kind with the sugar and the cinnamon.
Right.
Just a plain
Wow.
rice cake and a glass of water.
Okay. That's interesting.
The sushi was a treat.
Oh, was it? Okay. That was your thing?
Yeah. I mean, you can eat sushi with or without a diet, but when I was dieting,
But it was extra
that
special.
was more of a treat.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was part of my diet, the rice and the veggies that in the vegetable, or you have fish, the raw fish. I wasn't a fan of all the raw fish, but it was still the sushi that we felt it was a treat because the food was prepared differently.
Okay.
And it had a different type of taste. Like me making my rice and taking the veggies that's in the sushi, just making them on the side. It's just, it makes you feel more like a treat because you're going out. It's social. And it has a different type of effect when you're eating it.
That's interesting.
If you separate the sushi and make the foods in it
Right.
yourself,
Okay.
it's not the same because you're making it, and it just tastes better when you're going out to get it. Somehow, it just has a different effect for you.
Okay.
So we would do that a lot too. Go get sushi, when it came to things that I was able to still somewhat eat. But eventually, all that was being removed too.
Interesting.
The rice, certain things going out because you're not preparing your food, and Dr. Brown teaches you what to use to prepare your food.
Okay.
Because, you can't eat their cooking now because
So no more Lowry's and Louisiana hot sauce.
All that has to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
No more extra butter.
No butter.
Okay. Oh, not extra, but
None.
Okay.
None.
Okay. I'm going to do this real quick. If you're just tuning in, my name is Shema'yah. I'm in the studios with Vonda, Kline. Our very, very special guest is Dr. Richard Brown III, and we're talking about everything health, body image, and this is Mind to Mind on WPEB 88.1 FM. I like to switch gears or change gears a little bit for my own point of clarity. Now, bodybuilding, both men and women, they have very appealing physiques as far as you can see that their 8-packs, not 6-pack, but 8-packs, and their triceps and their biceps, really seeing glistening. Now, what's the difference between bodybuilding as far as having a certain body image and strength training? For example, there's a Ukrainian girl. I'm not quite sure how old she is now, but they said she's like the world's strongest girl. She can lift 4 times her body weight, and her name is what's her name? Baraya Akulova. And let's say she can lift like 4 times her body weight. Now, but she doesn't look like how Vonda looked, and it's not being disrespectful to Vonda. I know you could throw some weight around, you could throw the plates around in the gym. Yeah. So what's the difference between like actually strength people and then have a certain look?
Well, it's what Vonda just said. They're power lifters.
Okay.
While Vonda and all bodybuilders are very powerful people.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, they look it.
Yes. When Vonda was competing, she had a 315-pound deadlift for 10 reps. Okay, and
that's almost like 2.5, 3 times her weight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and
that was controlled form too.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, you know what you're doing, so you wasn't just jerking it up.
No,
it was controlled form.
I've seen
you
her.
Heard words. Okay.
I've seen her embarrass several gentlemen in the gym.
Okay.
Okay, when they thought they were going to outlift her.
Okay.
Okay. It's the way we compete. as opposed to what powerlifters do.
Okay.
Powerlifters lift weight for competition.
Okay.
When what we take on stage is not our strength, but the beauty of our physique.
All right.
All right. This is why we present ourselves in 3 categories, as opposed to the 1 category that powerlifters do. They just lift the weight.
Okay.
Okay. When we're on stage, we're on stage for symmetry.
Mm-hmm.
We're on stage again for display, which is the posing routine.
Okay.
Okay. And then the 3rd time we're on stage is for a series of 9 mandatory poses.
So you have 9 mandatory. Okay.
Yes, designated by the federation.
Interesting. Now, you said you come up with the was it Mr. Physique or Mr. World? What was it? One more time.
Well, I'm the president of the World Physique Federation.
Okay, World Physique Federation.
Yes, USA.
Okay, so now and that would come under the 3 criteria that you just mentioned.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, is that what federation is that, like all
No.
over? Or just...
We are a World Physique. We're a World Federation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This organization developed out of the old AAU.
Okay.
The same gentleman who set up the IFBB.
Now you're throwing around these 3-letter groups. That's like FBI, CIA. What is that?
Well, at times I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But the Amateur Athletic Union, which was the oldest organization in the United States.
Okay.
They were at one time the governing body for
sports.
all sports
Okay.
in the United States, including bodybuilding.
All right.
At the demise of their bodybuilding, they were looking for a world organization or something for the Mr. America competitors to go to after they had won Mr. America.
Okay.
Okay, so at that time, 3 gentlemen, one's name is Carlos, and I can't recall his last name, gentleman from Wales, and there was one more that developed the international organization that I'm now a part of.
Okay.
Okay, the World Physique Federation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dennis Stollard is his
Okay.
name, the gentleman from Wales. If you ever look at Pumping Iron,
All right.
there's a scene where Arnold and the other guys are out there and they're goofing off, as
Okay.
Arnold always
Right.
did.
Right.
And this gentleman comes out and says to them, "All right, come on. It's time for us to start the show. So we got to get going."
Okay.
Well, that's Dennis Stollard.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and he also developed the International Federation of Bodybuilding, the IFBB.
Okay.
Okay, and he's the main person who set this organization up. Okay, so we're all over the world. Actually, in 2004, I hosted the World Championships, the Mr. Universe, here in Philadelphia.
You said Philadelphia. Okay.
Yes.
Normally it's where?
Yeah, it's all usually in Europe.
Okay.
We've had a chance. I've been to Europe, Africa.
Spain.
Last year we were in Holland.
All right.
Okay, and this year we're going back. Well, we were scheduled to go to India, but I understand it's been transferred back. Because one of our international presidents passed away.
Okay.
We're going back to Italy in his honor, and then the following year we're going back.
India.
We're going to India. But I hosted bed and breakfast, 15 countries here in the United States.
Wow.
We housed them downtown at the Holiday Inn,
Right.
and we held the Mr. Universe at the new convention center.
Okay.
Okay, and they were here for a whole weekend. We had a wonderful time.
It sounds like it.
15 countries, approximately 15 to 20 athletes from each country, and the officials.
Interesting. Now, let me ask you a question. Now, are you still training people today?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Where do you train out of?
Right now, because Rivers Gym is in the process of relocating,
Okay.
I'm training out of Powerhouse Gym.
All right.
Okay, up in the northeast section of Philadelphia, and I'm also training out of the training center in Newcastle, Delaware.
Interesting. Now, I know a person of your caliber, a person just can't walk off the street and want to train with you. Well, how would they begin to make their connection to linking up to someone or someone under you or whatever like that? What would they do?
They can contact me through riversgym.com. That's my website. Okay, or I'm on Facebook, the World Physique Federation USA on Facebook.
Okay.
Also, Richard Brown III on Facebook.
Oh, so they can't find you. So you're okay.
I'm there to be found, and if I can help, I'll be glad to help.
Oh, that's very good because some people don't want you just getting next to them. You gotta pay your dues, so to speak, to get to someone of your caliber.
Yeah, well, with Dr. Brown, that's what he does. Like he said, he's here to teach. So he invites you in, but at the same time,
You got to make the team, make the cut, so to speak.
it's more like you got to prove yourself.
Okay.
So he don't just.
So wasting his own personal time,
like,
right?
He
Yeah.
can come, but when you really want his tutelage, he's going to give you the tutelage. But at the same time,
Don't waste his time.
Don't waste his time.
Yeah.
So like commit to it. So because I know when I went up there the first time, I came.
He wasn't sure if you were real or not.
Well, what happened was the first time he didn't know. He just was like, okay. So he trained me like I never been through a workout like that.
Okay.
Because I think it was
To the point of
Yeah.
exhaustion.
Because I was like, this is crazy. I did 12 leg exercises. I never worked out to where I fell
Yeah.
on my face. And then he said, get up. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I gotta get the I'm really explaining everything. But I'm just get up and finish. I was doing,
Lunges?
when I fell, I was lunging.
Right.
With just the bar.
Wow. Oh, wow.
No weight.
Okay.
And I
forgot
fell.
about that.
That was the last exercise. That was like the finishing of me off. Like, finish her off with this.
Right.
So
Yeah. She won't ever come back up.
It was like
Yeah. But she won't come back now.
No, that wasn't the first. That was my first day, so
Right.
I didn't know what the next day was going to be.
Okay.
My legs were at like spaghetti at that
Yeah.
time. So you know what
Imagine.
spaghetti
Yeah, like a
is.
noodle,
It's
yeah.
like, so when I was like, okay, and then I fell, so I was like, I can't, I'm tired of my breath, la, la, la. And he's like, get up, and finish.
Wow.
And so I'm getting up, trying to get the excuses.
Wow.
And so I just said, just do it. So, and then I finished it. But I was like zapped because, like I said, I never trained legs that way. It was 12 exercises. I guess that was my initiation. Let me see if she could last year.
Right.
I hear everybody always say they want to be a bodybuilder. So I get that, and I knew that was going to happen. I said, okay, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to do everything he says because I know I'm going to be tested. For why I don't know. I just knew it wasn't going to be a normal workout.
Right.
Now, what happened was I left and didn't come back. So when I came back the next time, I guess it was months later,
Okay.
that's when they were wondering, is she really going to stay this time?
Yeah.
So, it was a lot going on in
You had to
between.
do your regroup.
So,
Yeah.
It was just a
Get your
lot.
bionic woman on
I don't know
her
what-
to
I don't know
rebuild
what,
you.
but I knew that's where I needed to be.
Okay, because he put the work. Okay.
Because I just knew
He had it.
there was a transformation that was taking place. And if I didn't come back, the transformation
Wouldn't
wouldn't
take
take
place.
place.
Okay.
Yeah. So I knew when I first went up there, it was very challenging because I stepped
It
out
sounds
of my
like it.
comfort zone
Right.
of what I was used to. So
Okay.
when you said, do they get to just walk in and train with him? They don't, because that first day he trained me just to see, I think, maybe test my strength and endurance. I don't know. But I didn't come back. So when I did come back, I wasn't getting his right hand tension,
Okay.
It was just more like you were getting his tutelage, but I was like feeling some kind of way.
Right.
Because I was used to
The hands-on.
the
You
hands-on
being the
approach.
center of attention or the stall.
Not the start, just more like you're used to your trainer just working with you.
Oh, okay.
You
But
know,
she
you're-
did become the star.
All right.
But
Okay.
I had
You
to
earned it,
work.
right.
But what I'm saying is, so when you go up there, you have to put your work in. It's really like he's taking you to a level of your mind, strengthening that as well.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Y'all have to definitely be in a certain
Because
headspace.
Yes.
I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone. First of all, I was now taking 2 trains and a bus.
Oh, so
to
you
get
really
there.
were dedicated
I was
to
going
doing
like
this.
a whole hour and a half
Out
to
of your
get
way,
there because
okay.
my gym was right around the corner from me. Everything
That
was
says a lot
walking
about you, who you
distance.
are, too, then, Dr. Brown.
Yes.
I had my trainer always with me, the person who I first started off with. We were he was always there to train me.
Okay.
So I was used to that one-on-one attention. Now moving into a whole new environment, and then this gym wasn't like your spa.
Oh,
this
ain't
a
no
real
country club. This is like
gym.
the hard,
It's a gym.
okay.
Yes.
The sweat with
Uh-huh.
the heat. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's like no air conditioning. He had it.
Well, I understand
In
that,
other
but
words,
right.
We had it.
This wasn't a country
Illinois.
club,
we're
right?
not here
Yeah.
catering
Right,
to
yeah.
you. This isn't your towels
This
are
is-
waiting over there in the corner, and all this beauty.
Got your foot warmers on.
Yeah,
No,
None
it's
of that.
straight bodybuilding.
Okay.
This was the real deal, and that's what I meant by it was a transformation of me. Even this environment, this traveling, this distance, this new thing, which was the real deal, and what I was used to. This is like, okay, you're not being pampered and treated special here. You're here. You got to put your work in, and you got to do your work to earn the respect. You just didn't get to train with Dr. Brown and Paul.
Okay.
Paul was his
Now, who's Paul?
protege, Mr. Universe. And
Oh, you had a Mr. Universe too?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah,
Paul is
a lot of accolades.
3 times Mr. Universe.
Oh, not 2 times.
No, 3 times.
Wow, excuse me.
He's Mr. Pennsylvania, Mr. New Jersey. I don't think there's too many titles around. Mr. North America.
He hasn't handled. Wow.
My right hand man. We trained together for about 23 years.
So you definitely do have the gift then. You definitely have the gift to be able to what do you call it? Not county, not Philadelphia County athlete. He said Mr. Universe. So
Yes.
that says
Oh,
a whole lot.
yeah.
Says a whole lot about who you are and the people under you and what you've the product you helped put out or the brand, I should say, that you helped put out into the not only the community but out into the world. And then we do this once again. If you're just tuning in, this is Mind to Mind on WPEB 88.1 FM. My name is Shema'yah in the studio with Vonda, Kline, and our very, very special guest, Dr. Richard Brown III, what do you call it, the trainer to the stars, the trainer
to the athletic stars.
Yeah, athletic stars, yeah, most definitely.
Bodybuilders.
Yeah, the bodybuilders, yeah.
What did you see in those magazines?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Now it's gonna sound crazy.
Uh-huh.
Now so you know ahead of time before it comes out. So you know before it comes out, there was a movie with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock was in it called Pain and Gain,
Mhm.
and the guys was all juiced up and doing. I don't know if you ever seen that picture or seen the clip or whatever. They just said they was down in Florida and they was doing some crazy things. They ended up, based on the true story, chopping people up and all that. But basically, it was on the juice. And so, in addition to you getting exceptional muscles, that does it mess with your wiring in your mind, so to speak? Or?
No, if you're not, you're not. To begin
Oh,
with.
okay. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
And
So how you go in is how you come out.
That's how you come out.
Okay.
Okay. Now, hopefully, that the interaction that I have with people, hopefully, it makes a difference. Because like I said, I'm not just there because I'm a minister, and I do this as part of my ministry. I'm not just there just to build muscles. I'm there to help people to live
Saving
a better
souls.
life. Yeah, saving souls.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay.
I've had some
So transformation.
real transformations.
Mhm.
And hopefully that we make a difference in somebody's life.
It definitely sounds
Okay.
that way.
But if you got a problem going in the muscles, you're just gonna be a muscle person with
an
problems.
attitude. Okay.
Okay, and with attitudes, who you are is who you are. And
Okay.
my grandmother used to say, "You take yourself with you, no matter where you go."
Interesting.
Okay, so but hopefully, as I said along the way, we can make a difference. Not me, but the Holy Spirit that works in me
All right.
will help to make a difference in somebody's life.
Interesting.
Okay.
Now that you brought the Holy Spirit into it, because we do a mind to mind, we like to talk about out of the box things as well, spiritual things. Through your experience, have you ever, like for instance, here's an example. Sometimes you hear reports of like say a child under a car and the mom sees it and lifts the car up and pulls the baby out. Through your experience in the gym, have you ever witnessed any supernatural, paranormal experiences in the field that you've been dealing with?
Paranormal, no. I think it's supernatural to do what we do.
Oh, without question.
Okay. So that's as far as the supernatural goes, except for I would say that He is working in us,
Okay.
with us, and through us, if we allow Him to.
Right.
So that's what's supernatural about what we do.
Okay.
The change that happens in our life.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good testimony.
Mhm. And if you're enslaved, your people enslave their spirits, I always say.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And they don't allow the spirit to work through it, because we all have it here, but we enslave it,
Right.
whatever that is, and then you are a slave to it. So you want to allow the spirit to flow through you.
What do you say? Don't quench the spirit.
If they
Mhm.
come in,
Right.
like Dr. Brown said, they come in with as a nut, and if they're not transforming,
They're gonna be a super nut.
Yeah.
just
Okay.
continue to be the same way. So you want to not just transform your body.
So you gotta be a good judge of character
you
too,
want to
then.
transform your mind. Well, Dr. Brown is a good judge of character.
Oh no, I wasn't saying he wasn't. I'm just saying that. Yeah.
Oh,
I hope you
me.
didn't take it that way.
I don't know that I am a good judge of character. Okay.
I mean, I know you know
because
who people are. It's just you're
I
more so giving them a chance, and you're
yeah, I accept
working
people.
with them.
I accept people for who they are,
Right.
and I find myself in the last let's say 5 years or so,
Right.
more and more involved in the prison system.
Okay.
I'm going to be in court the rest of this week. I couldn't come last time because I was in court. Because, like I said, we're not just building muscles. We're dealing with people, and we're building people and saving souls and trying to save people.
Okay.
And we as a people, I didn't want to go here today, but we as a people are in a terrible situation right now.
No, we're not, Dr. Brown.
And if we don't get ourselves together,
We can see that.
okay, and help each other and love one another. I'm not talking about somebody else loving us.
Right.
And I'm not talking about your skin color, just that either.
Talking about the spirit.
Okay, I'm talking about us as men and women.
Right.
And we have to begin to love each other and help each other and stop allowing things to come into our lives that does quench the spirit.
Right.
The Holy Spirit, yes, your own personal spirit, okay, your spirit to survive, your will to go forward and to do better. We have to work on that seriously, quickly, and in a hurry. We got to pull ourselves together.
I definitely agree to that. I think one disadvantage that we as Black people, African Americans, have is that our particular programming, the society that we're currently living in, we have from school to prison pipeline. In my opinion, that's by design. You have more, since schools are closing, but more prisons are being built. And if individuals such as yourself don't step in or fill in the stand of the gap, so to speak, I could see that the prison overflow of prisons and jails will be that much more. And I know that we all have an individual responsibility to ourselves to be good people. But a lot of times, you said, like, you deal with image and body image. If the images that we're being fed aren't there, then you're just going to fall into whatever your environment is. So I see, in my opinion, people such as yourself are a tremendous asset to society. I know we can't save the world, but those are people that come within our
grasp.
Yeah, our grasp, that we can be able to help or reach back. Never know that sometime in time, those same individuals may be the ones that lift us up when we're down.
Exactly. You know,
yeah.
Somebody came along and talked to me when I was a kid, and I wasn't not a bad kid that got in trouble.
Right.
I was always in the church, but we do things when we're young people.
Of course.
You know, and somebody talked to. I don't care if it was just getting mad at your father, getting mad at your brother, and wanting to fight or something. Right. But somebody talked to me and told me that's not how you do it.
Right.
That's not the way, and we have to snatch one another, as it were, from the very gates of hell. Okay, hell is right here. There's a real place called hell right here on this earth. Right. And I've unfortunately had to visit the prison systems lately. More than I always said I would never go there. Okay. But I've had to visit and counsel and talk to young people who've become incarcerated. And we have got to snatch our young people, okay, and take them to church, take them to the mosque, take them someplace that will teach them some spirituality, a better way to live. I don't care where you take them, but anything, something that's going to help you. Take them to the synagogue. Right. I've been in there. Listen, God has called me to do things I thought I'd never do. I've done Jewish funerals. Okay. I've married Muslims. All right. Okay. And I'm a Christian preacher, and I had to let them know, if you want me to marry you,
this is the angle you come in.
Listen, I put it to them like this. Know who I'm representing. Okay. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it.
Right.
It's not a civil marriage. Right. Okay. But we have got to snatch our young people from the gates of hell and set them on the straight and narrow.
Interesting.
If we don't, they're lost.
What did it say? Wide is the path to destruction, but narrow. Right.
Yes.
And that's why it's important with what Dr. Brown does, involved
the mentoring
these athletes that are young, because he becomes their father, their figure, their role model, somebody to look up to, somebody who shows them the care that they need.
It's funny you say
They're
that.
not getting that.
That's one thing I'm me personally, is my opinion, not the station, but my opinion. I think one of the major reasons for this school to prison pipeline is the breakdown of the family. And the idea of not a strong father figure, or even the idea of needing to be powerful figure. Not saying smacking your lady up. That's not what I'm saying. But someone to be an anchor there.
That's right.
To keep things intact. In my opinion, I think that I know that we're victims of social engineering. That doesn't give us an excuse not to be family orientated. But we're fighting, like you said, we're fighting the gates of hell. We're fighting demons that are creating environments that make it easier for us to slip into turmoil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I like that term, and that's new terminology for me today. From school to prison.
Yeah.
And I'm following from school to prison. I taught for 30 years, first in Philadelphia, 10 years, and for the last 18 years as the band director in Chester. And I'm following my children.
You say band director. I didn't even know they had musical school anymore.
Well, I don't. I said the last 18 years, okay? Being a teacher with tenure, I was the band director that they talked to the president about.
All right.
That got laid off in Chester.
Interesting.
Okay. I follow my children.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm still following my children.
All right.
And trying to keep them from school to prison.
Right.
Okay. Because when you are in that, when God gives you a position like an educator, okay, and folks ask me why did I go to Chester to teach with all the degrees that I had behind my name. I could have gone any place to teach. Okay. But there was a need. Okay. They ask the question, can any good thing come out of Nazareth? Right. Okay. Yeah. And there's some good things in Chester. Right. But as educators down there, and here in Philadelphia too, we have to follow our children. And God gave me a unique situation because I got to follow some of my children from 5th grade straight through to high school. And it's interesting because when they left, I left. Wow. Oh, I was excused. I understand. Oh, yeah. That's the right term. Yes. Political term, right? Yeah. But I'm good with that because I always, taught my children, I said, there will always be a brown until God said there's no more brown. And when there's no brown, I won't be around. Right. And I haven't been there in 2 years, but I'm still following my children. Okay, behind the scenes, so to speak. Very much. So I'm very much involved with my children. Okay, and trying to keep them headed towards college. Right. Headed in good job situations, in counseling, keeping them in church, and trying to keep them from the prisons. Interesting. That is a blessing. That's definitely a blessing.
They're blessed to have that type of
someone that cares,
mentorship in their lives because that's you don't find it like it once was just supposed to be when we grew up or when our fathers grew up. Because now things have changed so dramatically. Children are seeking that type of care, even if they don't realize it and they don't want it, but they need it. So to have someone in their life such as yourself doing that is such a blessing, and it's very important. And it's like you're their role model now. You become their role model, and that you love to do it is even more a blessing because everybody can't mentor and do this. They don't.
You definitely have to be. That's a key word, patience.
And they're so full of whatever's going on in their lives. They have no ability just to even do it. Even with their own children that they can't do it. They gotta get them out of the house. They rather take them to school and let the school become the babysitter.
The babysitter, yeah.
They do all kinds of things because something's in them that needs a cleansing. So it's just important when you have people such as yourself in the lives of young people. Right. It's a structure.
I'm going to ask you a question. I appreciate that too, Vonda. Where do you keep mentioning about church and pastoring. Where do you worship or you minister to?
I'm the minister of music at the historic Galilee Baptist Church in Roxborough, Pennsylvania. Roxborough section of the city, 459 Roxborough Avenue. My pastor is the Reverend Dr. Robert Collier. And I have been the minister of music there for 32 years. Wow. Yes.
I heard you use the word historic. Now, for me, not be familiar with that particular historic Galilee, it has history behind it. It's been around for a while.
Yes. Galilee has been, we've been there 119 years. In a community that is not historically black. Okay. All right. And we've had such famous teachers come to, members who were also teachers come through there, like Hazel B. Nelson,
Okay.
who was at one point the former Mayor Good's teacher.
Right. Interesting.
Yes. Okay. So we have a lot of historic figures there. We've had Tuskegee Airman,
Okay.
okay, who was a member of our church and who I actually had the privilege of doing his homegoing service.
Interesting.
You know, our illustrious First Lady is a former school principal here in Philadelphia. And the story goes on and on and on. But we've been there 119 years now. I'll tell you the truth, I've only been there 112.
Okay, I understand that. You're looking pretty good. I was going to give you the benefit. I was going to say you look about 110.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
very
kind.
kind.
Yeah, I try to be. You know.
So we're going to do this. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Dr. Brown's annual Animal Day coming up before the summer's out. And